Good morning, campers. Let's do a reading. I want to do today past, present, future of your connection. I haven't done these in a while and I was guided to do it. So we're going to do how your connection came to be in the past, what it was when it started, where it is now, and then we're going to do the future. If both first parts will resonate, then it is your collective and we're going to do the future. And I was hearing for this collective, for whatever reason, to do the future for the next cycle. So the next cycle, when we talk about divine love, the next cycle is 9 months. So yeah, let's give it a start. Past of your connection, how it came to be. Sword and Rose. Let's do couple. Okay, that's a weird detail. 2 more. Okay, that's a bit of a off energy. Let's roll with it. Let's see. So your first card is clarity, truth, revelation, honor, protection, determination, sword and rose. What I'm hearing with this one is maybe your connection entered your life and it felt like it helped you to see certain things. It illuminated certain things, but I'm not hearing, in a sense, as we always say, illuminated something within you, but in your reality. And it's given you determination to move forth. So what I'm hearing with this one is perhaps your relationship started when you were in a place of life, in a karmic situation that you needed to exit. We're going to clarify, but this can be a karmic relationship. This can be a very difficult life situation. This can be, I'm hearing maybe some unhealthy life habits, lifestyles, addictions. So it entered your life. And the moment you met your person, you would start to realize that you're not really living your life the way you're supposed to. It illuminated certain things to you. It showed you the truth. It showed you the truth of certain things that you were not seeing. So these two came together. We have camera and we have photo shoot. And I was really focusing that we have like cameras on both of these. I draw my attention on both of these cards. So it may be a detail for some of you that maybe you actually are a photographer, or your person is a photographer, or you love taking photos. It's something that you really enjoy. It relaxes you. But overall, for the collective, I feel like you would be creating a lot of memories together. So maybe you have a lot of photos with this person. It really would be a detail because I'm sensing this strongly. So another thing that's coming through, that it also made you sort of a look back and evaluate certain things, but we've been through this, right? But I feel like you would have a lot of beautiful memories. Like I'm literally seeing two people like laughing at the beach, taking photos, taking selfies. Maybe it's something that you both liked and enjoy. We have different day. And we also have happiness, hater. I'm actually hearing this is something that your person took you out of that mindset. So maybe you were living your life a little bit, same shit, different day, nothing is changing, the very mundane life, very loss of hope. I'm hearing as well. That almost, I'm hearing with with this card, that maybe you were one of those people that whenever you would see people in love and whenever you would see couple in love, you would be like just blech, because you lost faith in the fact that love actually exists. And what do I always say to you guys? We reject within ourselves things that we feel that are out of reach for us subconsciously. So it's not that when we say that, when people say that, love, it's success, it's impossible, they must have had, I don't know, like someone behind them to achieve these things. It only means that you don't believe it's achievable to you. Sword and Rose. Ship moving away, yeah. So I feel like it's a detail for this collective. You would be in a moment of life that you either already taken a decision to move away from certain things that were not serving you. I am hearing that for most of you it's going to be a karmic relationship. So it's like you were either going through a breakup, or when you met your person, you initiated that breakup. But I feel like the moment you met your person, what you started feeling for your person, it's sort of like it grounded the decision that whatever relationship you were at previously, it had to end. I keep hearing that for some of you, it may be that lifestyle. It may be just a lifestyle that would not serving your best benefit, that would not serving your highest alignment. But I feel like for most of you, it's going to be a karmic relationship. Kimra. Camera. Girl with a snake, charmed or used, enable boundaries. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not hearing a girl. I'm hearing like a person with a snake. I'm hearing that being with your person, meeting your person, made you look back at your past, at certain things that happened in your past, and realize that certain things, certain people really were not giving you as much as you thought. You know those situations when we are in a relationship that is not serving, and it's not a karmic relationship, but we don't have it in us, we don't have the strength to leave. And these relationships, you guys, I say this as a mantra to you, karmic relationships are not always, abusive. They're not always very abruptive. Sometimes they're very okay, peaceful relationships. It's just that they are not soul connection, so they're not in alignment with divine law. So being with someone just because they're okay, and that you're not being lonely and on your own, it's not an okay relationship when we talk about divine law, right? Because to be honest, for this collective, I'm not sensing anything really very, very, very abruptive. I'm just feeling a relationship that maybe was deprived of depth, was deprived of real love. It was just really two people living alongside with each other. Maybe you were even like friends, maybe you were buddies, maybe you shared some interests and hobbies, but there was no true passion, there was no true consideration for each other, there was no true love, true deep love that makes you feel that the other person is extension of you. Right? And I feel that because of that, I'm hearing that for you, this relationship was very much deprived of romance, of tenderness, of passion, of those little things that your true partner in a soul connection and in a divine love kind of connection does to you. So just like, touch your face and hold your hand and maybe, fix you a cup of coffee, those moments of really the deep care and the deep tenderness, that romanticizing your relationship, you're romanticizing your life. This instance is coming straight at me. And I feel this is why you've become this. You've convinced yourself that with time it always disappears. That there is no love that way that lasts more than a couple of months or years maximum. But it's not true. It's really not true. True divine love, true soul connection, that romance, that care for each other, that those butterflies that we feel in the beginning of excitement, they last forever because we are excited being together. And obviously we have to have a normal everyday life, right? You know what I mean? And I feel like when you met your person, you felt care, feelings, tenderness to the level that you just realize, what am I doing in this relationship that I wasn't really seeing how much this person doesn't care about me, right? So maybe that new person, that change your life. They started doing little things for you, little acts of kindness, little acts of care, little romantic things that you started to realize, oh my God, like it's like in a contrast. Do you know what I mean? Like in a contrast, you started realizing, all right. Okay, we have healthy choices, and we have abundance, positive mindset, manifest gratitude, bliss, blessings. I feel like you started making healthier choices when you met your person. I feel like your person would have been that catalyst to change your life. It's like they made you believe that you can live a better life. I feel like you entered this state before meeting your person. You enter this state of survival. You know, these women or men, these people who stay in a relationship because they say, but it's an okay person. There's no abuse. It's not like we fight all the time. We spend time together. You know, maybe even like intimacy is quite okay. But then you are introduced to the real deal and you're like, what have I been agreeing to? What have I been settling for? Right? And you started... Maybe even I'm hearing that when you met your person, you started, because of the feelings that, you know, developed between the two of you, you started taking care of yourself. So maybe you started, you know, dressing up in a nicer, more, you know, sexier way. Take care of yourself, your hair, maybe hit the gym, maybe start eating healthy to lose a little bit of weight. You know, like that moment, like some people when you meet someone and you wanna look better, which is also a sign of wounding. Because when we really are in a place of peace, when we really are in a place of self-love, we do these things for ourselves, period, because we love ourselves. We want to dress up nicely even if we're around the house, and we take care of ourselves, not for someone else but for us, the biggest love of our life, right? And with that abundance, I feel like it just changed your mindset, because I'm not sensing like abundance in a sense of abundance, but it would make you feel for the first time in a very long time that you want to wake up in the morning, that you are grateful for the fact that it's like it made you feel alive. And we have engagement ring, that's at the bottom of that happiness hater, higher commitment, partnership, union, completion. I just feel that the person completely changed your mindset on love. So maybe throughout the years, in the past years, you've become a little bit bitter, a little bit I don't believe in love, a little bit, you know what people say, and it's such a dangerous thing, okay, you guys, because over 90% of, well, maybe I exaggerated, but it's like 80% of people, thank you, Spirit, 80% of people, they are in karmic relationships, right? They are in karmic relationships because most people on earth don't have enough self-awareness and courage and strength to heal, because it doesn't come in first lifetimes. We have to grow for a variety of lifetimes to get there, to actually heal through self-reflection, right? They need that mirror of another person to show them what they need to heal. And usually that mirror, in some cases it will be destined soulmate, but usually that mirror is a karmic relationship. So 80% of people will be in a karmic relationships, and those relationships usually start with that love bombing, with that romance, with that honeymoon phase, and everything is wonderful, and then the lesson begins because the emotion of the initial stages of this relationship disappears, and when we're left without that excitement, all that is left is the soul to soul. So if this is not your true soul connection, this is not your true soul mate, right? You lose passion, you lose ignition for this person. And because the true passion comes from the soul. So when we are in a true soul connection, soul mate with twin flame, the passion never fades away. The passion never goes away. The romance, the wanting to romance ourselves up, the wanting to do things for each, it never goes away because it's a soul to soul connection, right? Whereas in karmic relationships, it disappears. So because most people are in a karmic relationship, people start associate that with something normal that happens in love. So they feed you nonsense like, oh, after a few months or a few years maximum, you're always just going to become friends. You're never going to have, you're no longer going to have passionate, intimacy. You're no longer going to surprise yourself with gifts and romantic things. BS. BS. You say that because you become the happiness hater, because you don't know what true happiness is, because you settle for a relationship, right? So it's like your person will make you realize that. They will make you realize that it does exist. It does exist. The deep soul bond that we can just... I'm also hearing like talk for hours, and really have that soul bond. Like understand each other, finish each other's sentences, like really feel that this other person like feels you. They understand what's going on in your heart. Okay, let's do what's going on now. If that resonated, I want to do tarot and a couple of these for that. So what's going on now? What's the joint energies now for this pairing? Don't we love when they do that? But it's just right here, so now I have to maybe do a few more, one more. All right, let's see. Hold on, what we have here. All right, we have the cassette. Replaying events over in your head. So maybe right now at this moment you are a little bit in this moment of replaying events, and it felt with the paradise, so good moments. So you would be thinking a lot about maybe even those memories that we just mentioned, like taking photos together. Maybe you're going through these photos, spending time together. I feel like you would be thinking about happy moments that really were full of joy, full of happiness, full of oneness. And we have both, which is moving away. But what I'm hearing with this one, this collective, you would be comparing in a sense. Bear with me, because I'm feeling it and I want to make sure that I explain this to you right. My candle just went crazy. Remember when we said when you met your person, you started looking back and realizing how the previous connection was not the real deal, because it was, as always, there's always butterflies in the beginning, but it just disappeared, and it becomes so mundane, so deprived of love and passion and romance and true real care and tenderness for each other. Maybe it was like more discussions that the good moments, right? It's difficult with karmic relationships because there's always something good. There's always something good, like even if that breadcrumb, and that's what we hold on to. But when you met your person, you started, reminiscing, and you've realized that this is not the real deal. It's not how love is supposed to look like. And I feel like now, despite the fact that you maybe drifted apart and moved away from each other, from your person, when you look back, nothing really changed. So, okay, you're not together. Maybe you're not enjoying those happy moments as you used to, but the love is still there. It's like you would feel right now that if they come back, it's going to be reignited in the exact same way. Because true love never goes away. That's the difference. Because when we are in a soul connection, we love on the level of a soul, and we love on the level of the ego. And the love on the level of a soul is a love that never goes away. Because we don't fall in love with the soul of another. We remember that we love them for eternity. And when you are in a karmic relationship, your ego may fall in love. Your body, your avatar may fall in love. Love is love. It's an emotion. Love is love. But this is why when that fades away, you're left with what's eternal. And eternally for this person, there was no love. Do you understand? So in true soul connections, no matter for how long you're separated, no matter if you are separated, the true, authentic love, unconditional love, it never goes away. We have clock, time cycles, time to heal, and that came out with that boat. I feel like you would be Maybe you went through a lot of cycles with your person. Maybe you were drifting away from each other and then returning to each other. I feel like there's been a lot of healing done through the prism of that relationship as well. We have breakup and separation, so it's a detail. You wouldn't be together right now, and I was feeling it already with that boat, with that moving away. So maybe you've went through a couple of cycles in and out, trying to make things work, trying to be together, but in the end it ended up in separation. It ended up in breakup. We have stopping the pattern here. So maybe even one of you or both of you realize, perhaps you even had this conversation, we're just going in and out. There's something that is not allowing us to be in this beautiful relationship, despite the fact that moments we share are so amazing and so beautiful. So maybe you're even taking a decision to really stop the madness I'm hearing, and heal. And the last one is a snake. Enemy, competition, the other woman. So maybe your person is connected to another woman. I'm looking at it sort of, it's the last card, and bizarrely it has like a bit of a different shade. It's like lighter than the card before it, or maybe it's just me. I feel like it's a detail, but it may be, so either it's something that you're suspecting or your person actually is connected to someone else. Let's do your joint energies to find out more. Let's dive deeper. What's going on now? About 3 months, deep emotional cleanse. This is your first card, so it will be an important detail. So something must have happened. Maybe it's been 3 months since you haven't heard at all from your person. Maybe you really spend those times a bit of in isolation. 2 more. 2 wands. One more. Or I actually wanted 2 more, because with this 3 months, I want 1 more. And then we have 5. Okay. Okay. We have a lot of wands in your spread. So I feel like you would be thinking about this. The passion, the fire, it didn't go away. It didn't go away. Maybe it's something that always made you believe that this was a true connection because of your past, right? There is also this energy of balance, this energy of calming things down, this energy of, I'm hearing, redirecting the fire towards yourself. I feel the right collective, you would have done a lot of healing in a long time, right? Since you actually met this person, but this deep conscious healing, focusing on you, not to return to this person, not to be a better person to be able to be together, but this really deep emotional purge, this really emotional inventory I'm hearing as well. Really, maybe the last 3 months you really spent a lot of time reminiscing, analyzing. Maybe there are certain things in your connection that you also did not see and did not notice in the beginning, right? So certain red flags, certain things that maybe you feel today that from the beginning you could have seen it coming, that it's not going to end up in happy ever after, because there were issues along the way. There were issues between the two of you. I feel like you are going through this period of balancing your emotions and accepting the fact that you don't know what's going to happen. Right? That this internal fire that would exist within you, it's starting to calm down a little bit. right? I feel like you're thinking also about that despite the fact that there was a lot of love and passion and care, it was lacking stability. It was lacking actual plans for future. It was lacking foundation. I'm hearing that it was a bit of an unpredictable, that it was a bit of a you know, it's like I'm hearing spontaneity, but spontaneity is good every now and then. But if it's the core and the essence of our being, it means that it's lacking this masculine grounded security and stability that every relationship needs. I feel like you are. I am hearing move away and move forth. However, I'm not feeling this in a way that I'm about to take a decision to leave this person. You're not together, but in a sense of, move away. I feel like you're ready for next chapter, this collective. I feel you're ready for next chapter when you get excited for yourself, when you do things for yourself. And you know how I always explain that on this journey, there are 3 key phases, right? So the first phase is for the feminine, is when you go up the bridge. You go up the bridge. So you heal, you grow, you progress, but your core motivation is your masculine. You do this to get him back. You do this because you start to realize what this connection is, that this is what you need to do, that for as long as you're unhealed, you're never going to be able to be together. So you push and you push and you push for him, for the longing. But there's a moment we cross the bridge and we realize that this was a destined connection. I still have healing to do, but now I see who I've become because of that. And I no longer want to do things to get you back. If you want to come back, you will be returned to me. If it's part of my path, you will be returned to me. If it's part of our destiny to be together, we will be together. But now I want to focus on me. And this is when healing stops being a chore. You get excited. You get excited for your growth, for your expansion. You start focusing on your mission. Maybe for some of you, finding out that this person is connected to someone else sort of a trigger that. Third party is a powerful force in these connections, and it happens for a reason. It doesn't happen for all of the connections, right? So some pairings, the masculines always connect to other women. It's inevitable and it's not possible. It's the feminine that walks the path of celibacy on this journey. The masculine always connect to other women, but not all of them actually enter relationships. Some of them just have short-lived romances, one-night stands, very shallow connections, and that's how they roll. But some of them, they do connect to another woman, and they actually enter a relationship as a girlfriend, boyfriend, as a partner, right? It all depends. It's a part of our path and part of our lessons, right? So it's a difficult moment when you find out about that, and when you already are in your strength, you may not even be swayed away from your path. So you may still believe that, okay, this is a karmic connection, he has to learn his lessons, sooner or later he will return to me. But I feel like what that third party connection does is it takes away it's behind the corner, right? Because if you realize that your divine counterpart entered an actual relationship, or maybe he's living with someone or actually dating someone, it's just an illusion, because it's not necessarily the case, right? But it's sometimes in our human mind, it makes us feel it's time to move on. It's time to truly move on in the physical and focus on me. I want to do a couple more. Show me more emotions. High Priestess. Bridge between the worlds, divine feminine. I feel like you're really rising in your power. You're in the beginning of your really divine feminine era. you would be a passion would be a very important element for this pairing, for this collective. So as a detail, you would have a lot of passion between the two of you. Again, it's funny, all pairings